His Majesty shared that he has cancer. The type and other details are still unknown. Royal expert Ross King joining us now with how this could affect the crown. A lot of people talking about this. Ross, good morning. Good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you too. And we know that in the last hour or so, King Charles has been seen for the first time since that diagnosis, Charlie. He was seen in his car going from Clarence House, one of the royal residencies in London, along the Mall, all the way back to Buckingham Palace. We now believe he's been taken by helicopter to Sandringham, which is another royal residence in Norfolk. The word that I'm getting back from the UK is that he's in good form, despite obviously the cancer diagnosis. We still don't know any more about what type of cancer he is suffering from. But as I said, the word is that he's in good form. Prince Harry made the trip overnight back from Los Angeles and back from his Montecito home back to the UK to meet with his father. We believe the meeting was under an hour. We also hear that Prince William at the moment has no plans to actually meet with Harry. But of course, Prince William has really just returned to royal duties as well, because the Princess of Wales, Catherine, she's had her own health issues too. So it's certainly troubling times for the royal family at the moment.
There is troubling times for the royal family as far as, health goes. I heard, Ross, that the information that they have released is more than we've heard about the royal family when they are in any type of health issue. And there were, even though it's not confirmed, I did also hear that they did confirm that it was not the actual royal family, that it was not prostate cancer. Have you heard anything about that?
Yeah, absolutely. He went in, as we know, to be looked at with regards to an enlarged prostate. They have made the announcement that the cancer is not prostate cancer. It's a very interesting one, Charlie, because, of course, we don't normally hear any details at all from the royal family. Certainly when the Queen ruled, this was never ever the case. There was always, never explain, never complain, and we didn't know many details at all. This time we were told that, certainly with regards to the enlarged prostate, this was that King Charles wanted people to know exactly what was happening. There was a degree of transparency. He also wanted people who may be suffering from the same thing to actually be vocal about it and not to hide away from these things. But of course, the fact now that they've released that he is suffering from some form of cancer leads to a lot of speculation, because they're not saying exactly what it is. The good news is that he's being treated as an outpatient. He's going to continue the treatment, we believe, when he goes to Sandringham as well. And as I said, I think the best that we can take from this at the moment, as I said, is the word that I'm getting, that he's in good form. Those were the exact words that I've heard.
He's in good form, but it causes a lot of whispers. And the two biggest ones that I think everybody is hearing is could he possibly step down and pass the crown to his younger son? And then the whispers of Prince Harry going back to visit, given their estranged relationship over the years.
Yeah, I think it's way too early at the moment to talk of him stepping down, because at the moment a lot of his royal duties will be taken over by Prince William, and also by Queen Camilla too. They're going to share a lot of the stuff, although Prince William, we hear, will definitely do the bulk of the work. But of course, the talk is very much, and you can understand why, of possibly the royal rift, as it's been referred to many times, being healed during this, troubling times for them. And obviously we heard that he did speak to both his sons. He let them know of his diagnosis by phone to Harry, and that the meeting between him and Harry apparently was warm. But as I said, at the moment, there's no talk of that being Harry, meeting up again with Prince William. So it seems that there is still some kind of a rift. But obviously, you imagine, your 75-year-old father going through what he's going through, the possibility are that maybe that royal rift will be healed.
Yeah, it's always in times like this. Sometimes you just question, what's been going on and should I let it go? Ross, always good to see you. Thank you.
Great to see you too. Thank you.